Folks, welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck, where you can get all the sports you need in 10 minutes. My name is Adam Orduna. This is my mom, Gina.
He is a journalist.
He's the enthusiast.
I am enthusiastic because the NBA is finally worth watching.
Yes, we are
finally
now at the point in time where we've made it past the first round of the NBA postseason playoffs. We are now in the second round, so that means all the teams that made it in have kind of figured out where they're at.
Right.
We know who's advanced on now to the second round, and we are now to the place where the second round has started. At least the first games have started.
And the second round, and the second round matchups in the East are the Cavaliers and the Raptors.
Yes.
And the Celtics and the Wizards.
Correct.
And then in the West, it's the Rockets and the Spurs.
Yes.
And then it'll be the Warriors and the Jazz.
Correct.
Okay. So
exactly.
that's where we're at.
Yes, that's
I
where
had to
we're
look
at.
in your eyes so I could know I was right. Tell me I'm right.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. You are right. And so we're going to give you an update on where we are at right now. And so there are some big things that have actually happened, and we're talking about blowouts as far as the big things. We had the first games.
It's like a baby in a diaper. It's a blowout.
Yeah, exactly. You know what that means. It was nasty. It's bad. And let's talk quickly about the Cavs and the Raptors, because that really, I mean, that they started off with the blowout, with the big bang, because that's what it was. LeBron James and Kyrie were just on another planet last night, throwing the ball off the backboard, and LeBron just left hand slamming it. LeBron acting out, just, I mean, they were just firing on all cylinders.
You know what this reminds me of? You know, I grew up being a Houston Oilers fan. I can't stand the Cowboys. I had to root for the Cowboys this year because of Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott.
Right.
I'm never going to root for the Cavs, but they put on a show last night.
It was fun. You could not watch it.
LeBron James acted like he invented basketball.
Dang near.
And then he was laughing.
Right.
The man was having so much fun. Him and Kyrie, no look behind the hoop. Look at this.
Dancing and digging and just all of that.
And he pretended to take a drink of a beer and then talk about this.
I mean, well, that's how much fun they were having. It was to the point where LeBron was interacting with the people that were off the court. He basically was trying to get an and one off of a layup, almost made it, but then did a little high step towards the sideline, and he claims that his momentum from the high step almost knocked over the woman that was carrying the beer tray. So in the press conference, he's like, yeah, my momentum took me over to the sidelines. I didn't want to knock over the beer lady.
That high step took him over.
It was you in control of your body, just acting out. Just claim that that's all you were doing.
Just admit you were clowning.
You don't need an excuse like momentum took me over there. You were just having a good time enjoying the game, which is what we all love. We love when we see the All-Stars having fun, doing the shoulder shake or the finger wag,
which is what the playoffs are about.
Exactly.
It's supposed to be fun.
Right.
Everyone's supposed to.
And so don't make an excuse like, so you get pushed in the back and you can't stop yourself. No, you were just acting out. And so basically he got to the lady, controlled himself because he was in control, and took the beer bottle, not like he was going to take a drink, but he put it down and walked away. And it was funny. It was
funny. I will give him that.
And he wasn't taking it too serious in the press conference, but it was just like, don't blame it on your momentum. You were just acting out. So anyways, the Cavs
let me tell you something. If you and I were playing basketball whooping somebody like the Cavs whooped the Raptors, I would have acted out too.
It might have had a little, I don't know.
The Toronto Raptors had the exact right last name last night, because if you see those Raptors on Jurassic Park, their arms are like this.
Yep.
They're like mini T-Rexes.
Little baby arm.
Man, Serge Ibaka was getting dunked on by Shumpert. He went like this. He did the retractable.
Oh, exactly.
One more time. Put it up.
Coming up.
You say,
I mean, no one was trying to get dunked on.
No, everybody. Your boy LeBron was going baseline, and one of the Raptors came over to defend and did the
he couldn't even reach his arms out. He just
Raptor arms.
Yeah, it was just a show.
It was a show
for the Cavs last night. They might get swept in this series. The Raptors might get swept.
Right.
Especially after last night's performance. They may get one game maybe in Toronto.
I think that when you make the Cavs have to fly to Canada and get, they might get one.
They may get one game, but the way that it looked last night, exactly, it may be a sweeping. Well, speaking of sweeping, we are going to the west side of the draw, and we're looking at the Rockets. Exactly. I'm still just, last night's game with the Cavs and Raptors was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
But speaking of blowouts, the Rockets, the Houston Rockets, and the San Antonio Spurs was another blowout. James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, this is basically another MVP kind of race here, because Kawhi's been in the MVP talk the whole season.
And wasn't it at the Spurs?
It was in San Antonio, and they got blown out too. And now we all have been saying this whole year, the Spurs are just old man ball. It's the old man ball at the YMCA. They play well together as a team, you know, and so a lot of times you don't have to be super fast and quick to win those games. If you just have to be smarter.
And you have to. What you do is the old guys. It's like when the young cats who just graduated from high school come back and they're going to pick up. Yeah, they're going to do a pickup game at the Y, and we're doing threes and dunks.
Right.
The old guys at the Y will beat you because they slow the pace down.
Right.
They point to each other, pick and roll.
Right.
Youngsters, they make you
play. They can shoot the lights out.
Yes, and they make you because they're not going inside on you.
Exactly.
And when you do go inside, someone stand there and they just swat you.
6'9" up there just blasting.
With the knee brace on.
Exactly, it's true.
That's what the Spurs have been getting away with. And when you still had Tim Duncan, you were able to do that.
Right.
Right now, you have poor Kawhi Leonard out there by himself. Playing 1-on-5 ball.
Right.
That works for Russell Westbrook because he's just that dude.
Right.
It will not work. Because the other thing is Russell Westbrook has young guys who aren't very good around him.
Right.
The Spurs, poor Kawhi Leonard has a bunch of old guys who used to be good.
Yeah, exactly.
And it showed itself last night. It was painful to watch.
The Rockets shot the lights out last night. They're 3-point marksmen too, just like the Warriors are.
It's true.
And they just took out the Spurs. And so we'll see what happens. And that could also be a sweeping. It probably won't be, but that could be.
I suspect the Spurs will bounce back
at least
for game
1 or 2 games.
Yeah,
but
no,
we'll see.
It's a wrap.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about, let's go back to the East and let's talk about the Celtics and the Wizards. Now, that game was so up and down. You didn't know what was going on. The Celtics were down by 17, then they came back up, and then the Wizards came back.
We're still talking about that?
And it was just all over the place. We don't know what's going to happen in that series. You would like to think that the Wizards would pull that one out, but, you know, the Celtics are doing really well, too, so you just have no idea.
The thing about it is these are two teams that could be exciting. Right. These are two teams, like we talked about the Wizards. Right. I thought, oh, the Wizards could give the Warriors then they get into round 1, and both of them played like.
Markieff Morris went out with an injury. You just don't know.
That's
so
we're just gonna,
you just gotta have to, that's a pick'em game and pick'em series. So
it's
you
a
just
throw it
have to, just see what happens. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the Warriors and the Utah Jazz. Now, the Warriors, that's our team. We like them. We're supporting them all the way. But they are kind of on some other stuff right now. Instead of being locked in and focused about just handling their business, you've got all this time off. You should just come out fresh, re-energized, and ready to take over. They're sitting there talking about what they're going to do in Salt Lake City and what there's not to do in Salt Lake City, because they're so concerned about the nightlife, as they're saying that, oh, we were hoping the Clippers won, so that way we could at least be in LA showing out. No, you don't need to be in LA showing out. You need to be worried about trying to sweep or at least handle the Utah Jazz in as least amount of games as possible. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm so disappointed.
Should they be concerned about this? This is concerning to you?
And by the way, if you are concerned about it, you don't talk about it. I mean, there are things you do that you just don't talk about. We all have that little part of ourselves. You don't put it on Front Street. You got Matt Barnes talking about, well, you know,
he's just not going to be on the team. He got too many issues as it is off the court.
Where's your baby mama?
Like,
come on.
Honestly.
Seriously. But he literally came out and said, well, you know, we have to have a little nightlife. Let's start with the fact that you've got 4 games at home. So you're only talking about 3 games and maybe 4 nights total in Utah.
Exactly.
And I'm so sorry if you might have to go to bed and rest yourself during those nights.
Hey, you kind of have something important going on.
By the way, the Jazz are nobody's easy win. I know the Clippers gave that series away. I don't believe the Jazz are going to beat the Warriors. But you come in and worried about where you're going to party tonight, that's how you get tripped up.
It is how you get tripped up. And don't sleep on the Jazz.
Nope.
Gordon Hayward and Rudy Gobert and Joe Johnson and George Hill. That's a team right there. And they took care of the Clippers. The Clippers were not prepared for the Jazz. So that's a whole. So the Warriors, you got to figure something out there.
Well, and I feel like Steve Kerr is out, and this wasn't supposed to affect them.
Right.
But you got them talking about where they're going to party during the series.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens there. I hope the Warriors can clean it up, and they got to get refocused. Okay, we're running out of time here, but let's quickly talk about these last couple things.
Perfect.
Larry Bird, the Hall of Fame, great, amazing basketball player that he is, decided to walk away from being the GM of the Indiana Pacers.
Sad.
He just said, I'm done. I've given everything I can.
Yeah.
I've got to move on with my life.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I blame him. He's done so much. He will be fine. There's nothing wrong with him doing what he did, but he walked away, And it is kind of sad because the way that they went out wasn't very good.
Well, and the Paul George question, but it doesn't affect Larry Bird's legacy at all. Another thing is CP3 and the Clippers went out.
My goodness.
And now you've got everybody saying CP3 stands for can't play in the third round because Chris Paul can't get his team into the second or third rounds, can't get to finals. And now everybody's not only blaming him, now I heard a few little smatterings about Doc Rivers.
Exactly.
It's like, look, the truth is with the Clippers, they're never healthy.
Right.
If you get a healthy Blake Griffin, you get a healthy DeAndre Jordan, you get a healthy CP3, all on the floor at the same time with Doc Rivers at the helm, you've got something.
Yes.
That's really what the issue is.
Roster right there.
Absolutely.
The question is, are they going to be able to keep the band together?
I don't know.
We'll see.
And then last but not least.
Oh, we got to end on this one. It's your favorite. It is, you know, it's none of our favorites.
What does he do?
But it is the neck roll.
But let me do the thing.
We're going to lift weights, Mr.
Oh
LeVar Ball.
God.
What is the headline? He does not have $1 billion. He's not a $1 billion brand. The BBB is not what everyone is thinking that it should be.
Rumor has it, and I wasn't in the room, but that he had, someone had managed to get him meetings with Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas.
Correct.
And he walked in there with a prototype shoe for his son, asked them not for an endorsement deal, but a shared branding / marketing deal where Nike, Adidas, or Under Armour would just produce his product, and they're going to split revenue, and he going to get his $1 billion. Well, first of all, he had already insulted the CEO of Nike. Let's start with that. And then he went in there, made a fool of himself, and basically got laughed out of all 3 rooms.
Correct.
How's that $1 billion working for you, brother?
He lived in weight.
Yeah, lived in weight.
Well, all of that being said, the NBA is full of news right now. We're going
mayhem
to
and nonsense.
Continue to bring you updates. Continue to follow us on Twitter. Type in OTD in our Facebook page and like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is free. Type in my name, Adam Orduna, and you will see all of our episodes. We'll bring you much more on the NBA playoffs, and we're just going to say we appreciate your time, and we'll see you next time, folks.